Welcome to Prepper Nation. I am John. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Thank you to Chad Alderman for the mean bean. Let me just pull it up here. Appreciate that very much, brother. Happy Saturday morning, folks. And again, thank you for watching, for listening, shooting a thumbs up, subscribing, sharing it out. Whatever needs to happen to stop censorship, I'm down for it, son. So, major food shortage incoming. I guess I should say that with like a scary voice. I forget, it's been a while since I watched Elvira, but I'm going to have to do it in a man's voice. Sorry, y'all. Major food shortage incoming. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a few minutes this morning. Because again, it's Saturday. Ain't nobody watching this anyway, probably. I'm sick of hearing this one in the prepping community, bro. I'm sick of hearing about the massive food shortage that's incoming every month. Every 2 weeks, there's a massive food shortage incoming that we never see, ever. Okay, food inflation, we're there. I'm with you on that one 100%. But look, man, I'm sick of hearing it. When you are coming into a video and you're carrying with you affiliate links for survival food companies, and you are trying to convince people that there is a major food shortage coming, here are the links, bro. Order now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sleazy, and it kind of gets aggravating after a while to wake up to this every 3 or 4 days. And there's got to be some accountability, because people got to stop being gullible and falling for this one. There are instances where we are going to see food shortages. I made a list. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over that list in a minute. Realistic situations where we may face a food shortage. But come on, right now, when you see this, it is fear porn for profit. I'm just going to say, it's like that movie Friday. I think it was Friday. I got these cheeseburgers, man. They carrying around McDonald's cheeseburgers trying to sell them to y'all. You've got to be smarter than this. All right. Nothing wrong with stacking survival food. It's your money. Do whatever you want to do. But do it because you want to do it. Not because once every other week there's a famine coming to the United States of America. Raise your hand if you've ever lived through a famine here in the United States of America. The closest I've ever been was growing up poor. It felt like a famine, but it wasn't an actual famine. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Not only is it very unlikely, again, it's possible, and we're going to go down through this list in a minute, but it's very unlikely, folks, that we're ever going to see a famine. Not only that, there are better options than survival food. So just forget about the affiliate links. This is what I want you to do this weekend. If you're dead set on buying survival food, go to a local survival store, prepping store, military surplus store. Go to Bass Pro Shops. They sell it. Go in there and see shop around. You don't have to buy it on Amazon. You don't have to buy it from a YouTuber. Again, if you want to, hey, do whatever you want to do, but don't be one of these people sitting over in the corner once a week, once every other week. Oh my God, the food's getting ready to run out. Boom, let me order $1,000 worth. Because then you're sitting on $1,000 worth of food that's literally going to collect dust because the famine's not coming anytime soon, okay? And again, there are better options. Stack canned food. You know what I'm saying? Grow. Militant always says, grow food. Grow it. Learn to preserve it. Spend $100 on a decent canner. Sometimes you can find them cheaper than that. Water bath canner. It's not hard. Of course, I have help with my wife, so I better pull back on that one a little bit. Dehydrating's not hard. Planting, it can be challenging, but you'll figure it out. But again, when is it time to begin buying up food and anticipating actual shortages? Not these videos. These are food shortages that are incoming for 2024. The famine's here. No, not going to do that this morning. We're going to go down a list again that I made. Add to it what you will. These are real life situations where we may run out of food or we may run drastically low on food here in the United States of America. Okay. If you witness one of these things happening, yep, at that point, you need to drop everything, start focusing on food, and maybe freedom seeds. I'm just saying. Number one, no particular order, by the way. Number one, we see a full blown world war. Full blown meaning not a bunch of saber rattling, not a bunch of piling up of assets on the border of Poland. Okay. When I say full blown, I mean tanks are going in from both sides by the thousands. We've got hundreds of thousands of troops marching on each other. We've got stuff flying everywhere. That's a full blown war. We got ships being scuttled that are full of supplies. We've got aircraft carriers and battleships going down underwater and stuff. That's a full blown war. Embargoes play into this. So does a full nationalization of a war economy here in the United States. You can only buy so much gas a month. You can only buy so much rubber and tires and things, per year, whatever the case may be. You can only buy one pair of boots a month, one pair of boots every 6 months. We get down to that kind of rationing because of the war economy. At that point, it's time to focus on food for real. Okay. Number two, the blue helmets being here in the United States, and folks, they're already here. I don't know how many people know that or not, but they're already here. We already have blue helmets here in the United States. They already have a few buildings established. They've got warehouses full of equipment, weapons of war and things like this, armored vehicles and stuff, but I digress. Blue helmets policing your streets here in the United States of America with arrest powers. So if we see our government, our fine, and this is sarcasm, Andy Griffith would say, fine, commander in chief, chief in chief, whatever. If we see him basically say, hey, United Nations, come help us out, son. Bring more peacekeepers, and then he signs a piece of paper and says, you now have the power, even though you're from India and you're part of, the UN, you now have the power to go into Louisiana and arrest anybody you think is responsible for any sort of crimes. They broke a curfew, you need to arrest them. You start to see that happening. You had better stack food. Again, doesn't have to be survival food. You can make hardtack, pennies on a dollar compared to survival food. There are plenty of ways to do things on the cheap. But yeah, at that point, you're focusing on food. And again, freedom seeds. Number three, talked about it yesterday. If we see a full-on, non-peaceful national divorce. Again, not the saber rattling, not the videos dropping, say you've got 3 days on YouTube. YouTube is entertainment, by the way. We try and keep it real over here, and I'm as honest with people as possible. But at the end of the day, YouTube should not be your end-all, be-all source of information. There's a lot of entertainment in YouTube. I would like to think there's a little bit over here, but I really don't have the thick locks of hair to pull it off. Just saying. Non-peaceful national divorce. All right. When you see brother against brother and they've got, weapons in hand and they're going at it and the interstates are closed off, and when you get to a point where you hear military aircraft flying over and you don't know if it's yours or somebody else's, all right, because of a non-peaceful national divorce, you had better be focusing on food at that point, as well as, again, freedom seeds. Number four, this one may actually come true at some point. I don't know this for sure, but I got a sneaking suspicion. I got a little itch down on the heel of my foot, you know what I'm saying? Government imposed health mandates, aka lockdowns and curfews. If the government, last time around, we went through the 19, everything was voluntary. All right. Well, you don't go into that store unless you want to wear a face diaper. A lot of people are like, forget the face diaper. I'll just go somewhere else. I'm talking about getting to a point where the government tells you cannot leave your property. You cannot leave your property without prior permission to go to the doctor, or you can only go to the grocery store on Tuesday. If we catch you out beyond Tuesday, you're going somewhere in handcuffs. This sort of thing. And then when you get there, you had better have the proper paperwork and the face diaper. These kind of lockdowns and curfews and things. You see that here in the United States, yeah, you had better be focusing on food and many other things at that point, because we are moving in a bad direction at that point. Next, zombies, aliens, and backwoods putting a bar of soap in his mouth to clean his language up. If you see any of these three things happening, yeah, it's time to start stacking food. You know, a variety of food, because something bad is about to go down. So zombies, that one's obvious. Do I ever think it's going to happen? No, man. That's Hollywood and comic books and stuff like this. And I enjoy watching a good zombie TV show or a good zombie movie or reading a zombie book. But I mean, come on, man. You know, some people obsess over it and they really think it's going to happen. And we've got people walking off of cliffs hunting Pokemon because they're cell phone zombies. You know what I'm saying? They're already here, but I think that's going to be the extent of that. Aliens, yeah, you've got your sightings here, there, declassified information. I'm talking about if they're standing openly beside Joe Biden at the White House and they're like, "We come in peace, son," or however they're going to say it. You better be stacking stuff at that point because they're playing the final card, I think. And backwoods with the bar soap in his mouth. Look, zombies and aliens, probably more likely than him sitting there with a bar of ivory soap in his mouth trying to learn his lesson. He ain't gonna let that fly. The point of this video is food is unlikely to go away. There are going to be shortages on certain items. Usually when we see these shortages on said items, let's say beef, it's still there. It just costs more money and people moan and people complain and grumble and they buy it anyway. Maybe they're buying a cheaper cut of it. Maybe they're buying less of it. We certainly are. But at the end of the day, if we have enough money, we can go into a local food city. We can get whatever cut of meat that we want. It's still there. Same can be said with dairy. The same can be said, with poultry and stuff like this. The stuff is not going away anytime soon. It's just changing. And here's what I want to know as I close it down. It's changing. It's slowly being replaced with stuff that is coming from companies with test tubes. Poultry is starting to come from laboratories. But I don't see any outrage over that. I don't see very many creators who are selling survival food calling that out. Because maybe, just maybe, they don't want to cross the line with Google and get in trouble. Let's show a little bit of outrage on that. Let's show a little bit of outrage. If you're going to peddle your stuff and slap people across the face with your affiliate links, at least show a little bit of outrage and consideration for the fact that real food is being replaced by something other than real food. Where's the outrage? That's all I'm saying. God bless.